Ich war kein Thief, football cards, we're here to light the fire. Spitting facts and stats, you know we never tire. Bringing the heat up, have action, won't retire. Busting through the mic, our voices never expire. We ignite the spirit, never fade out. Light the torch, USC fans rise up high. On this podcast, we aim for the skies. Knowledge and entertainment never lie. Together we stand, let the truth amplify.
What's going on, Trojan fans? The Light the Torch podcast is back, and this is our post-game reaction. I know it's not same day, but post-game reaction of USC versus Texas A&M. I almost said LSU, but basically LSU is just different colors. Same team, different colors. But yep, USC beats Texas A&M 35 to 31? Yeah, 35 to 31, and a nail biter. And Preston Paradise calls us cardiac Trojans or something like that. He said that in his video. Shout out to Preston in his video. But yeah, this was, if you saw me, I was live during the game and I was flipping out. What about you, B Jones? How are you doing, by the way?
I'm good. I decided not to watch you because I knew you would flip out.
So I was flipping out. My wife she was annoyed with how loud I was, but
I did tune in for a little bit. I heard you yelling, and Kristen.
Yeah,
I got Kristen Ragging over there, probably thinking you're the craziest person in the world. After,
it's okay. I don't care.
We got to win.
How are you feeling down there, Guns?
Hey, feeling good. After a W, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, 24-7 down. I was like, yeah, this is over. This is not looking good. But hey, what a comeback!
Yeah. What about you, Raul? How are you feeling?
I just want to say shout out to Raul. He got the score just exactly how I predicted that. So shout out, Raul.
Is that what you said? 35-31?
No.
I was gonna say.
I think I said 35. I think I said 35 Trojans and then 27.
Okay, you're close then. Yeah, I said 27-24. So it was almost there, but then they had to come back and score at the end, so we had to increase that. But it is what it is. But
yeah, I won't lie. There was a point in there where I think I texted against like, fuck, I think this might be over. Who knows?
Oh wow, Mr. USC faithful Raul was calling it quits.
I didn't call it quits completely, but there was a point where I was like, oh, fuck, it's not looking good. But, you know, I'm glad they kept on fighting. There's one thing about this team is that they've never given up the entire season, regardless of, you know, adversity. They've always kept fighting. We've been in it in every game almost till the very end. So, you know, that's one thing they keep fighting on. So, you know, shout out to the entire team for fighting on and, you know, pulling off a victory, and 2-0 versus the overrated SEC, like I've been saying.
See, the reason
we needed the positive momentum, right?
Positive momentum,
right?
exactly.
See,
Shout out
the reason why we don't quit is because we got rid of all the quitters on our team.
Oh, talking about the big quitter, huh? The big quitter, the big one, the big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, all the quitters were gone, so we ended up showing fight in this game. So, but yeah, so all right, before we go any further here, I would like to give a shout out to our members here, Preston Paradise. If you haven't subbed to his channel, get this man to 1,000 subs. He's like he's like 675 right now, I think, last time I checked. So get him to 1,000 subs. I think he said he was going to do something fun. And then Kristen Ragland, and I'm sorry, Kristen, I've been saying it wrong ever since you've been a supporter of this channel. Sorry about that, but really shout outs to him. He was on the show with me the whole time that I was streaming. So shout outs to him. He kept me grounded for the most part. Still cursed, but it is what it is. And then Paul Jones and Bernardino Vega. Bernardino Vega. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, and he can correct me too later on. But yep, it was a fun stream. Guns showed up a few times, same with Raul, and B Jones said one thing and then left me alone forever after that. So
Hey man, I'm not the best guy to watch a game with, especially when we're losing. So I'm just letting you know right there.
bro, I wouldn't say my face looked like it was bad, but like I don't know, my posture was pretty bad.
Hey
But-
Ken, you just missed it, but you see all this positivity here? We needed that momentum, man.
Gotta have balance.
But yeah, so I guess we'll do a little game recap in a sense. But USC overcomes a 17-point deficit. We were down what? It was
like
17-7 in the third quarter. They were just running all over us, and a lot of people. I heard someone on USCJ's show saying that they left to go to the store, and then or whatever, and then they came back, and we were coming back to win. But yeah, you can't count out USC. We have the talent to come back. We have the offensive minded Lincoln Riley that will bring us into the game. But yeah, it was an exciting game, and it's crazy because I saw a post and I reposted this on Twitter that we won pretty much the same way against Texas A&M that we did against LSU. A walk-off touchdown with 8 seconds left in the game. Like Woody Marks scored the touchdown late for us, and Kyle Ford. Shout outs to Kyle Ford. You couldn't script that any better, right, guys?
Exactly, man. I mean, who more deserving than Kyle Ford to get that last touchdown, man?
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very
And if we threw it to someone else, they probably would have dropped it. So
No, we had the three wide receivers that needed to be in there.
I'm just saying the ones that kind of never mind. All right. But yeah, it was great to see Kyle Ford just break down with emotions after that. That was great to see. And he deserved every bit of that. And it kind of makes you wonder, we wasted some passes on other players that should have been going to him.
taking shots all day. Huh?
I know B Jones just wants to come in here and just say, I told you so. But he's said that all year. Every time that Kyle Ford goes off, B Jones is the first one to say, told you so.
I've been seeing it for a few years now, man. Even when the year before he transferred to the other place.
And it's funny, I also saw another tweet where when he did come back to USC, he said, I'll make it up to you guys.
Yep.
And boy, did he. He made it up to us in the most crucial moment that he could have.
Yeah, he's reliable. I mean, hopefully he gets drafted. I think he's an underrated guy. I think he had a few injuries, right? That's what kind of derailed some of his career, I guess.
He had an ACL his freshman year or something like that, right? Or
Yeah. You know, I'll tell you,
Going into
you guys heard me say it before, but had he never gotten injured, he probably would have only played 3 years for us.
yeah.
Kyle Ford coming out of high school was probably the most polished wide receiver I've seen coming out of high school in quite some time. You go back and watch was that 2018, I guess? The opening.
Even over Robert Woods?
Different skill sets.
Okay.
Yeah,
Robert
right.
Woods made an instant impact as a freshman.
Absolutely. But yeah, man, you go back and check out Kyle Ford pre-injury. He dominated the open.
Yeah.
Best competition in the nation. So, aside from that, man, I said he was one of our best receivers in the year before last, before he transferred, man, and just didn't get the playing time. He had guys like Brandon Rice playing over him and just never understood that. I mean, especially, that year, Brandon Rice dropped a lot of balls, man. We're being honest about it.
Hey, he made it up to us though.
Yeah, the following year, for sure, he did.
And in the Tulane game, even though we lost.
Yeah, I mean, well, you're being force fed, you better catch it.
Yeah. Sorry for my mini celebration. Bijan Robinson just scored for me, so that's 1 point for my championship game in the fantasy. But let's move on. But unless there's something else you guys want to add on to the game recap.
I mean, just roller coaster of emotions, I guess, in the beginning.
Oh my God.
It was, it wasn't looking pretty at all. But, as soon as I said, oh, might be over, who knows? That's when they started turning it around and said, all right, Ro, shut up. You got to stay positive here. And,
take the same advice you give Ken.
Yeah, exactly, right? So I told Ken to stay up late to watch the game. So, Ken, shout out to you for staying up and watching the game. So I'm glad you did, and we had a great ending, like you guys said, to the most deserving guy in the team, Kyle Ford catching that. It's just great to see for sure. So I do hope he gets drafted, even if it's late on in the draft. Hopefully he gets drafted and he shines wherever he lands.
He has the potential. He definitely has it, and he deserves a look. He just deserves a look based off what he's consistently done for USC. So,
and then it's not USC related, but since Sulu's here, shout out the Navy, B. Jones, Sulu. You guys ended up beating the Oklahoma Sooners, right?
The losers.
Yeah,
they're losing everything right now. They lost their third defensive coordinator
to West Virginia.
Okay, that's enough about them. But really quick before we go out and talk about the rest of this game, shout outs to Sam Darnold. He's one touchdown away from breaking the record for the most touchdowns by a USC quarterback in one single season. Carson Palmer had 35 in 2015, I think, or something like that. And Sam's at 35 right now, and he's killing it right now. So shout outs to Sam. He's leading his team to victory. And this is a game that Justin Jefferson didn't even have that much touchdowns. So, and shout out to Jordan Addison having a good game as well. Like a lot of USC players are killing it right now. So shout outs to our Trojans out there. But yep, let's go ahead and move on to the first quarter, the offensive thoughts and grades. So let's give us your thoughts, and do you we will save the MVPs for the third quarter. So B. Jones, go ahead and give us your thoughts and grade on the offensive play. This should be fun.
Once again, tale of two halves.
Yeah.
Why we just cannot put the whole game together, man, before we get together on the opposite side of the ball, man. But I said this when Jaden transferred in. He's going to give you really good plays. His good plays are going to be great, and his bad plays are going to look horrible. And that is exactly what we saw, man. But that's pretty much what you get out of a gunslinger. You know what I mean? Which is what he is. I will say I was impressed with the offensive line. Mm-hmm. Our young guys, man, they definitely did their thing out there, especially considering Elijah Page going down. And Justin T stepped in there and did his thing, man. I was very shocked. I guess you can call it a breakout game for him, man. So I was impressed by that. So I mean, Mekhi did what Mekhi does. You know what I mean? Same for Jacoby Lane. I was not surprised. I said it in the prediction that those two were going to ball out. I would have liked to see some more young guys get in there, but I'll take it. You know what I mean? We have to win that game. Man. Overall grade is kind of hard with that first half, man, to give an overall grade. So, man, because of that, I'm going to have to go with C, man.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that one. That's like in the middle. So, yeah I definitely I'll hold my grade for you guys. But let's go with Guns.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to the line.
I like how everyone takes a deep breath when they're about to start talking about this.
Exactly. Yeah. Shout out to the line. They definitely did. They pretty much killed it in my opinion. Given the changes, and then Elijah Page going down. So shout out to them. Excited for what they can do moving forward with Hanson. QB play up and down, but was good to see that the QB play, got better as the game went on, and obviously, we ended with the game-winning touchdown by Cal Ford. Makai Lemon, Jacoby Lane, they're going to be the best duo, I think, in the country. I think Jacoby Lane's going to be just the best. I would not be surprised if he gets like 20 touchdowns next year or something. Like, the guy's just like, he just catches the ball and then mostly it's a touchdown. It's pretty insane. So
Yeah.
I'm sure it won't happen, but still, it's pretty crazy the rate that he has gone this year. I got to give same grade, C, maybe C plus. The only I would say give him like a C plus because I was excited to see double-digit carries by 2 running backs. I think that was something I can kind of give a good positive to. That's the only thing I'll say last.
All right. Roll.
I have to agree. I think we did good enough to win the game, so I'll give it a C plus in terms of a grade. Like Guns mentioned, shout out to the offensive line. Not only because we were starting a freshman on the right side, but Justin Tuano, stepped up after Elijah Page going down, and he held his own as well. So I'm excited to see what the future holds with those two guys, Tobias Raymond and Justin. Because I think they stepped up. I know A&M didn't have their top D-line players, but they still had some solid players out there. So shout out to them. And then Brian Jackson reminded me a little bit of Lindell White, especially wearing that number 21. So shout out Brian Jackson doing his thing, stepping up. And Amarian Peterson as well. He got his carries. So I don't know. For me, I feel like Lincoln Riley actually ran the ball more this game.
28 times.
Yeah, right. So, like I said, I think Lincoln Riley's learning from some of his mistakes. Hopefully, he learns some fast enough to where he starts implementing those changes next year. So
yeah.
And then Jaden Mayava. I still think, as of now, I'm going to say he's QB1 because he is QB1 until it's set.
Oh, my God.
It's different. Hey, what up, Rick? What on?
How's it going, Rick? We need to get you in here for an episode.
Actually, you can join us today if you want to jump in. Rick, you're more than welcome to join us. But yeah, Mayava, it's his 4th or 5th game as a starter here with USC, right?
Yep.
So he's still not the final product going into next season. He still has this whole offseason to learn. So even though he made some mistakes, I still think he can, improve those mistakes during the offseason. And who knows, he might surprise a lot of people. One thing I'll give him is that he never, put his head down. He kept his, head up and, performed and stepped up when it mattered at the end and got us a victory. So shout out Jaden Mayao for that.
Yeah. Definitely. All right. For me, I'll give it, of course. Let's see. It's interesting because the first quarter, horrible. Second quarter, we moved the ball. We got points. Third quarter, horrible. Fourth quarter, we moved the ball and get points. Like, it was basically that's what me and Kristen were talking about. Like this is like deja vu because we just saw this last half. We just saw the exact same situation. They were running the ball all over us, and then they were getting points. And then we come in and then stop. We make the adjustments in the second and fourth quarter. So shout outs to the defense, but offensively though, it was great to see more running, and it just sucks because we're happy that we saw this, but why wasn't this happening more often? Because Woody Marks would have loved that. And shout outs to Woody. He just had a birthday, so happy birthday to you, man. But B-Jack really stepped up, and this was a really good audition for him. It's going to be interesting to see how he competes against Eli Sanders, and if we have anyone else show up, and Amarian Peterson, he had some great gains too, even going up the middle. So like we didn't just use him in specific situations. We also gave him the same rep or the same situations that we gave B-Jack. So they both took the rock and ran with it. Yeah, so I'm really proud, especially with the makeshift offensive line that we had, because when Elijah Page went down, it was really nerve-wracking having a true freshman and Justin T come in and make that step up for us. Like we say, next man up. If you got to practice like you're going to be starting, so and he did that, and we all know E-Man's going to do his thing, and this is and Killian and O'Connor. Give this man a scholarship now. Like he deserves it. He stepped up for one of the best offensive line. Like he played every position pretty much on the board, and Jonah Monheim wasn't able. He decided to sit out, which I respect that. And so Killian stepped in and really did a good job. Granted, it wasn't Texas A&M's starting lineup, but he did what he needed to do. And so I'm really proud of that. So, and you can't really say more about Makai Lemon and Jacoby Lane. This is what happens when you get them a rhythm. They do this. And this is what we were missing all season, really. Yards after catches. Like, we weren't doing that. Like, we were missing Chef Taj all season because he would do that in abundance. But you get, like, I feel like we only had Jacoby Lane do one specific route, and it was just like taking it over the top. But having him go across the middle of the field was killing them, and that's how he got a lot of his yards, was going across the center. Like, they really expanded their route trees with this game, and that's what happens when you actually let them play more than 2 snaps in a row. So
I have a question for you guys. So who takes over as a wide receiver 3 for us next year?
Any of them.
Now, whoever we have, I guess, on the line. Who do you guys think?
We'll talk about that a little bit later, but I'm still talking.
Go for it. I thought you were done.
No, but yeah, just really happy for this team, for how depleted they were. So it really just shows that this just means more, right, guys? It just means more for us, and we're 2-0 against SEC teams. So suck it, Lane Kiffin. All right, now I'm done. So what do you guys think then? To Raul's question, who do you guys think will be wide receiver 3 or in the rotation?
I would say DJ Jordan, man, if he can get healthy. He's very talented. So I know we only got a small sample size in the spring game, but trust me, he can fly, man. I've seen the kid play in person. So when
you've seen him play in person?
Mm-hmm, a few times.
Oh, nice.
Another kid, man, we got to see what these freshmen coming in look like too, man. I mean, these guys that we're bringing in got a lot of potential.
Yeah.
There's some burners, man. So we'll see, man. So if I had to say right now, I would probably say Tanu Collins.
Mm.
We got Corey Sims too.
Yeah.
Another one. And DJ Jordan. Out of those 3, I think one of those 3 would definitely be.
Do you think we're going to have Makai lining up in the slot more, or on the outside?
Both.
Both.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen times where Jacoby's at the slot too. So, yeah, I would say DJ or Jay Fair.
Dennis Simmons, you earned your keep for this game, by the way.
But yeah, that would be my tutor right now to be the 3rd guy.
I honestly don't care who's going to be the number 3, as long as we keep number 6 and number 8 on the field. Like, yes, we could substitute all of them, but we can't do this whole 6-8 man rotation anymore. We need to have 2 consistent wide receivers that are going to be there at all times. But yeah, what about you, Raul? Who do you think?
I was thinking Xavier Jordan as well, just because he's young, and we want to start giving him some experience for he's going to be the one taking over eventually, in my opinion. So, Evie has a question, Regents. You probably know the answer to that.
Yeah, he didn't. He was hurt, I believe. He got dinged up a little bit. So yeah,
Suited up.
yeah.
Yeah, because who's number 9 again? Is that Jay Fair?
Yeah.
Okay, I saw him on the field, but yeah. All right. So we do have a guest in here. So we're going to let him in here. We got Carter Sports.
What's up, gang? My bad for being late. I was doing something, but hey, better late than never, though. What's up?
Yeah, what's up?
Man, I'm under this weather. I got this bug, that little flu bug that been going along. So forgive me. I was on some meds and all kind of shit, man.
Yeah, you got me a couple weeks ago, man. Raul just posed a question, Carter, that I definitely want to hear your take on, man.
What'd he say? What was the question? I missed it.
Question, sir.
Bro,
What was the question?
your question.
Who's the better member out of the Light the Torch podcast, Carter? Nah, just messing. Nah, it's who do you think is gonna be like? Who's gonna step up as a wide receiver 3 for us next year? Out of the bunch we have currently coming in next year, and then the ones we have already on the team.
To be honest, I think it should be Xavier Jordan, right? But it might be Jay Fair because he got more experience and he probably fit that Zach role probably a little better. I know when he came in, he was behind Zach, so it looked like he next up. But I would hope Xavier Jordan, but it might be Jay Fair. So that's a good ass question. That's a good ass question. And speaking of third receiver, what y'all think about Mike Matthews out of Tennessee who hopped in the portal? Should we snatch him or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
It's underwhelming.
I don't think we need another Zachariah Branch position. We just need someone that's a playmaker that can just play ball. Like we don't need a Zachariah.
Yeah, Mike Matthews isn't a Zachariah. He's not small, but he's not in the portal as of right now. It sounds like this is an NIL situation with Tennessee where he's just trying to get more money out of them. So
we don't need no more than that.
Yeah, there's still a chance where he just stays with Tennessee still. So
And the coaches
and they're losing a lot, honestly. So I mean, it would make sense for them to open up the checkbook and just pay the man if that's what he's really wanting.
which is sad. That's what kids are doing now these days. They're holding us up for money, just threatening the transfer portal, like they're threatening to run away from home.
Right. I don't think he in position to even do that though. I think he only had like 7 catches in a year. These players be trying to renegotiate off potential. Like, how you trying to renegotiate? You had 7 catches. Like, bro, sit down.
That's what college football is now.
Man, it's crazy. But to answer the question though, I think Xavier Jordan. He was a 4-star, borderline 5-star coming out of high school. He looked good in the spring game. He was looking good at practice. I think he just didn't play just because he was a true freshman in all the receivers we had.
Yeah.
Most definitely Xavier Jordan.
Makai should have been a 5-star.
Most definitely. We seen Makai drop like soon as they seen he was gonna stick with USC. Yeah. Makai was a 5-star from his junior year all the way to like his senior season. And he was getting better as he went along. So I don't know how Makai dropped. That's that USC tax, though. Y'all know.
It's the USC. What is it called? I forgot the word I wanted to say, but yeah, like anytime someone commits to us, automatically lose like a star. It's the curse. There you go. But really quick, Carter, give us your offensive thoughts and grades.
Will we go in position or just the offense, period?
Just offense in general.
It was a tale of two halves. So how we gonna judge it? Like, it really was a tale of we really played good out that game, 60 minutes, 20 minutes. I say from the 5-minute mark in the third quarter to the end of the game, it was an A+. So how would I grade that on the curve? For 3.5 quarters, we was like a D.
Yeah, just
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to judge because 3.5 quarters we suck. But I give us a B because when it came down time to it, we scored on 4 of our last 5 possessions. So because they closed out so strong, I give them a B plus.
all right. I guess
Especially with the turnovers. If you think about the turnovers, if we didn't have the turnovers, we
yeah,
probably could have put up 50.
true.
I ain't gonna lie.
That is true. I was telling that to Kristen too. I was like, if it wasn't for some of these like just mental mistakes, we easily could have put up a lot more. But it is what it is.
I want to ask y'all something though. Like, where y'all stand on Dana Live? Y'all think we need to hop in the portal, or are we good? Because that's what we was talking about on my channel the whole time.
We'll talk about that in a second here.
All right.
But all right, any last words for the offensive side?
Shout out to Shaplisky.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's okay. I don't know any word on him.
Yeah. I don't know. That looked pretty bad when they hit him. Like that looked like they could have jammed his kneecap or something like that. But was it Ryan Sayer that came in to shout out to him? He actually did pretty good. So
they punted like a 50 yarder for his first attempt.
Yeah, so
pretty nice for a true freshman.
Too bad it wasn't a run into roughing the kicker. It was just running into the kicker.
Yeah.
But he did some good acting there too. All right, second quarter defensive thoughts and grades. Let's go with let's give it to Carter. Carter, give us your defensive thoughts and grade.
It's kind of like the defense was keeping us in the game. The defense was keeping us in the game when we were struggling.
Yep.
Right? But it's like once we start going, they start giving up points too. I don't like what we did with the quarterback. Like Marcel Reed, I was screaming for a spy. I thought that was going to kill us.
Yeah.
Right? So I get a defense a B minus because I don't like how we didn't stop on that last drive. We was up 31-28 with 4 minutes left. I wanted them to close it out. And we was talking on the live like, man, I hope this ain't like Penn State or something. Because I know we get on the offense, y'all, but our defense did have given up like 2 or 3 game-winning drives. So I'm kind of disappointed they didn't close the deal, but they kept us in the game. And the defense been good this year. So the overall grade, I give them a B minus. But we need to start closing better on defense. Don't y'all think?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's go with Guns. Give us your defensive grades and thoughts.
Yeah, like Carter said, I mean, they kept us in the game throughout the entire time. So I mean, it's kind of what I always, want from a defense. At the minimum, just keep us in, let the offense try to, score points and do their thing. Excited for what is ahead of this defense. In particular the linebackers. I mean, every time Gentry and Stevens was in, you saw a huge improvement, in my opinion, with the defense. I mean, their speed, just everything just made it harder for the offense. So excited for that. Ramsey's a beast. Excited for another year with him. I mean, that dive in interception was insane. I'll give him a B for my grade.
And I'm sorry, Carter, did you give a grade?
Yeah, I said
B minus.
Okay.
Our corners get a D though. Our corners need to do better. You know what I'm saying? But 2 of the corners I don't think gonna be there next year. Humphrey and Jacoby. Do they got any eligibility left?
Jacoby's gone, right?
It seems like we still can't turn around and locate the ball. Y'all think that's coaching or the players just ain't got that instinct?
A little bit of both, maybe.
To locate the ball.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think they teach that now in college football. I think they teach not even try to locate it. Just try to anticipate where it's coming in his pocket and they try to put your hand in. But I know when I was growing up, we was taught to locate the ball. But I done seen some coaching practices and they was teaching the player not to turn. I don't like that. What y'all think about that technique?
It's very risky.
Right.
Just wait for hands to show hands.
Yeah. Some coaches teach that technique.
But yeah, I mean, I'd rather make a play on the ball versus,
Right.
you know,
Well, it's in your favor to do a play on the ball because if it comes down to like a 50-50 call where it could be a PI, you locating the ball and making a play on the ball is going to prevent that PI. And if you just play the player, chances are that they're going to favor the offensive player because you weren't even looking at the ball. So I prefer
Right.
locating that ball like you mentioned, Carter.
Yeah. All right, B Jones, give us your defensive grade and thoughts.
yeah, man. The future is bright for sure. So what I did this game, I imagined if we had an elite defensive line. I'm telling you, this year it is going to change drastically from the secondary play on, especially the guys that we're bringing in to add to the secondary. A little disappointing we didn't get to see much of Braylon Conley and Sellis.
Yeah.
Right.
We do,
Right.
but being in the game situation that we were in, I kind of understand that. But yeah, those two, man, I really have high hopes for. So I think they'll both be in the rotation next year, regardless of who we bring in. But yeah, there's promise, man. I was just looking to see what the future looks like in this defense, man. So imagine, see as good as we played, right? Even the secondary was kind of shaky at times. I think they'll be a lot better next year when we have a very good pass rush. I mean, that's going to throw the timing off for the quarterback, and vice versa, man. Defensive line and secondary work hand in hand together. So it's gonna be great. Even the linebackers, man. The linebackers are going to be freed up more. Gentry, you giving Gentry and Stevens free runs. It's a wrap, man. Those dudes got a lot of speed, man. So I'm telling you, this defense is going to be elite for sure next year. So, but as far as this game, man, yeah, I understand exactly what you were saying, Carter. There was some times I'm like, okay, man, you probably should start spying this dude now. It's about that time, right?
Right. Right.
EG spy. I thought we'd see maybe Anthony Beavers play spy or something like that. But all in all, though, they kept us in it, man. So I'm gonna have to give them. Yeah, I think a B is that fair grade for them.
All right. Roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with the fellas here. Overall grade, I'll give it a B. I think they played really well. They could have done a lot better, but I think the offense put them in a few tough spots. I think gave them a really good field advantage, and they stopped them at times. So they did enough to get us the victory. I know that at the end, Carter, you mentioned that you wanted them to it would have been nice for them to close out the game, but they did keep us in the game to where it gave the offense an opportunity to go and win it. So it's about time that the offense goes out and wins the game for the defense.
Yeah.
So that was nice to see. A little disappointed, kind of what I think I mentioned it in your live, Carter, the day of the game yesterday, that it would have been nice to see the freshman cornerbacks, because Humphreys,
Right.
he wasn't completely shutting down the wide receiver, right? He was getting burned on a few plays, so it would have been nice to just see him, some of the freshman quarterbacks being out there and see how they perform. But
Right.
overall, happy with the with the performance of the defense. They stepped up, so super excited about next year, especially with the D line that we're getting. And shout out Kobe Pepe and Gavin Meyer for stepping up as well and playing their heart out. Hopefully, it's not their final game with us. I know Kobe Pepe has a year left, and I believe Gavin Meyer has one left too. So I'm not sure if they'll be coming back or not, but hopefully they do. We need all the depth that we can get.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll definitely give this I'll give it a B, borderline B plus, because like what Raul said, they were in some sticky situations where we held them to that missed field goal after that horrible interception deep on our side, which kind of acted like a punt for us because we stopped them and they missed that field goal. So real quick, shout outs to Kristen. I got it right this time. Shout outs to you, man. But the defense definitely stepped it up. Kamari had a insane diving interception, and then just the present that Akili Arnold got, which then they ended up flagging that late hit out of bounds, right? Okay, good.
No, they didn't. They didn't. Right?
They didn't.
No, I don't remember. I don't think they did.
That should have been late hit out of bounds, but it is what it is. But yeah, the defense did good, and like B Jones when he was saying, just imagine, I was just closing my eyes, just Keyshawn Silver, Raw out there, and Jakeem Stewart, like all those big bodies that are going to be coming in. It's just going to be that much better. And it was great to see Brandon Shelby get a sack. So shout outs to him. And Cam Pound had some really good moments. And Christian Pierce, he like the plays that he got in, you could see like his speed was really fast. He closed really quick on that one tackle for loss, and like we should have been seeing a little bit more of that. And like what you guys were saying is that there was a different energy when Desmond Stevens was in. Like he was getting chippy with those guys when he had that big hit over there. Like I wish he would have wrapped up instead of just going for the big hit, but it was a nice hit that he had on him, and so it was just like you saw a different intensity. But of course, EMA had that really good stop on 3rd and 1. Like he just met him at the line and just stopped him. So that was really good. So it did suck seeing them go down and score really quick after we just took the lead. I was hoping, like you guys said, close that out. It would have been nice to hold them the whole time and just get the ball back and just be nice and easy for us. So, but it is what it is. The cardiac Trojans is what it was that game. So it was really good to see that. And Kobe, of course, had some really good stops. Like it looked like he may have got blown back one time, one time that I saw, but every other time that I was just watching him, he stood his ground, and that's all to good coaching. So just imagine that the guys that we're going to be getting in, and Jakeem Stewart's getting the coaching, like this is going to be a really good defense next year. I really do believe that, and we're going to be really young, but we're definitely going to be properly coached. So, and now you can talk about Christian Pierce, B. Jones.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've been I know all year, man. That dude's gonna be a guy, man. I don't know why I didn't mention him when it was my turn, but
yeah, you're welcome.
Just shut up. No, but yeah, man, the kid showed exactly where I thought, exactly what I thought I'd see from him. So hopefully that, opens the coaching staff's eyes and he gets some more run.
Well, yeah, because Greedy's going to be gone and Bryson Shaw's going to be gone, so we're going to need someone to fill that position.
Yep.
So, yeah, like this defense did a good job, and I'm proud of how they pulled it out. EG definitely going. I think he needs to be a permanent captain for us next season. Like, I don't want to see the weekly captains. I want to see permanent captains because he loves being a Trojan. He really does. And he has the athletic ability. He's definitely a team captain in my eyes. But it was also cool to see Killian get captain for this game too. But yeah. All right, Chicano Sports. What's up, Chicano?
Oh, that's my boy El Chicano. He be going crazy on Twitter, bro.
That's wrong, boy.
He don't play though.
All right, so let's go ahead. We've already talked about it already, but we're going to go into some more just offensive and defensive standouts. Like we're just gonna just shout out to a lot of people. Go ahead and leave something in the comments. Who you thought was a good standout that we haven't even mentioned for this game. So we'll go ahead. We'll give this to Raul. Give us a standout that we haven't talked about.
Standout that we haven't talked about
on both sides. It kind of sucks that we already talked about a lot of players. So
Yeah, I was gonna say Justin Tuano that we haven't really talked about him much, but I think if anybody deserves to be shout out, it's him. He really stepped up this game with without really. He pretty much played the entire game, right? So, I'm gonna have to give him. I'm gonna cheat a bit, but I think Justin Tuano, is definitely balled out on the offensive side.
Yeah, and defense.
Defensive, I'm gonna go Cam Fountain. I think he he held his own, and I'm excited about the future with him. So, those are my two guys.
All right, Carter, give us some more standouts.
I don't know if y'all said his name. I'm pretty sure y'all said Brian Jackson. Huh?
Yeah, but you can keep talking about him.
Yeah,
we ain't gonna stop you.
They were saying Brian Jackson need to get that visor tinted next year so he really could be baby Lindell.
Lindell even said he should.
For real. And I think he actually a little quicker than Lindell too. I think he actually a little quicker. Like from that 0 to 10 yard range, he got a little burst to him. When he see that hole, he can hit that gear. And I like how he always fall forward. He was breaking tackles. You can't take him down with no arm tackles.
Yep.
It will be a positive gain. If the line could just give him any crease, he gonna at least fall for 3 or 4 yards. So Brian Jackson looking like he was a guaranteed like 3 or 4 yards. So I like that. I like Braylon Shelby too, because I be watching the defense and I just be looking, just itching for a sack. And I seen Braylon Shelby get a sack, and I like how he got it too, because it just wasn't like a speed rush from the outside. He did an inside move and got to the quarterback. So because I noticed a lot of time our edges, we'll beat the tackle, but it's too wide. The quarterback could just step up in the pocket, right? So Braylon Shelby, he beat a guy to the inside and got straight to the quarterback. So just on that, I want to give Braylon Shelby credit because I feel like that's all this defense need. All we need is somebody who could get to the quarterback consistently and some corners that could press. And this defense will be set off. So I'll say Braylon Shelby. I was kind of worried about him because I seen Cameron Fountain had jumped him on the depth chart. But the defense we was playing, we had him on one side and we had Cameron Fountain on the other side. So I was loving that. I know we love Cam Fountain, but Braylon Shelby, he supposed to be in Cam Fountain before Cam Fountain came. Remember? He supposed to be in our edge, or that specimen SEC body out of high school, 6'5". He was Cam Fountain before Cam Fountain. So I don't want to forget about him, and I want him to develop so we can have 2 Cam Fountains. So I'm rooting for Shelby because I truly believe Cam Fountain gonna be that dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you're right.
B. Jones.
Carter's point, man, about those two, I'll project them to both be starting right there next year.
Over Anthony Lucas?
Ooh, forgot about him.
Hey, that's a good problem, though. We having good problems, though.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Ant can come back to, to be at the very least what he was, coming off that knee injury. But as far as my standouts, Raul took Justin T. I'm just going to make a few points.
You can do Tobias Raven.
I would say, yeah, Tobias did his thing too. And obviously with that right tackle spot being open, I think it would be those two battling it out this offseason for the right side. And comparing the two, man, I think I like Justin T's athleticism a little more than Tobias Raymond. So we'll see, man. It should be an interesting battle for that right.
Well, I wanted to ask y'all that. Is Tobias Raymond, is he a left tackle or a right tackle? He a right tackle, right?
Yeah, he played right tackle, and I don't think he's going to beat out Elijah Page.
So what Tuunu go play? Because Justin, I know I'm butchering his last name, but number 74, where he go play then?
Justin can play right tackle.
He gonna be competing with Tobias?
That's what I think.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be duking it out. Defensively, man, someone that we haven't mentioned much today.
Oh, yeah.
Devin too, man. Devin Tompkins as well. But today, show some flashes, man. If he can just be a little more consistent going into next year, that usually comes with, the more reps he gets. a little more, make that jump to sophomore season. He should be more consistent next year. But the flashes are there. And you look and you're like, wow, yeah, that dude, he's got it. So, yeah, man, today is it's another standout for me, man. I don't know if you guys noticed.
All right.
Yeah, most freshmen can't come in and play like he did as a young freshman.
Right.
So that speaks volumes to his potential. And I feel like his body ain't even filled out yet. I feel like he ain't even in the grown man body yet.
Which is crazy considering how big he is. Freshman.
And remember, y'all, he raw. Like in high school, what he only had played, he from a whole nother country. He only been playing ball for a couple years.
Yep.
So the ceiling on G-Day is out this world. He might end up on the level how we think Cam Fountain will be projecting. For Cam.
Yeah.
I definitely agree.
Yeah. Guns.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go defense first. Stevens. I mean, I just keep shouting him out. I mean, every time he was on the field, dude was showing out, in my opinion. So excited for what his future is at the linebacker position. Offense. I gotta go Lane. I'm still, yeah. I mean, 3 touchdowns, 7 catches, 120 something yards. I mean, the guy's unstoppable. I mean, I'm like, hey, don't be surprised if the guy gets 20 touchdowns next year. Okay, so
Hey, since you picked the Lane, you gotta bust them dance move right now.
Bro, he was going off on those dance moves. What was that one that was against the goalpost?
oh yeah,
He was out in Vegas for way too long.
Yeah, he was getting freaky with that goalpost.
I thought
yeah,
it was
answer, I guess, out there. Yeah.
Hey, I didn't mean to laugh when you was talking no Guns, but somebody in your comments said Mason Cobb is still in Vegas running past.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Chill.
Shout out Mason Cobb.
Yeah. All right. For me, I'm gonna give a shout out to Killian for what he did, stepping in as a walk on. He definitely earned his scholarship. He definitely should get one. So shout outs to him. He really stepped up because center is no joke. You have to make all the calls. Like you got to call like the blitzes and everything like that. So for him to come in for Jonah Monheim, who's played on every position on this team, like to be able to step into that in that role, it takes a lot to do that because we were nervous when we had that freshman coming in, and now we had a walk-on come in and step in for us. So shout outs to him and it's funny because I don't blame Guns for choosing Lane because none of us chose him to be the MVP last week. We were all talking about like Mackay and all that stuff, and the man goes off and wins the MVP of the whole game. So with 3 touchdowns, and the man still has less than 600 yards receiving. So which is just crazy that he could have been 1,000-yard receiver, or Mackay could have been 1,000-yard receiver this year. But we all knew what happened with that here. So really quick shout outs to Jay. Looks like he just finished his pod. But yep. And who else would I say for defense? Like, I don't know. Like, I'll give it to Cam Fountain. He made some really good plays, some solid plays, some TFLs in there, and he's definitely going to be the future for this defensive end. So it's going to be a huge battle between those guys, Anthony Lucas, Brandon Shelby, and Cam Fountain. That's a good issue to have for this defensive line. So it's really going to be interesting to see who edges who out for that start.
Hopefully, we just have a 6-pass rotation. Nobody edge nobody out. Hopefully, we feel like we got to get them all on the field.
Evie's not wrong here. Lemon is Amon-Ra and Lane is London. A lot of people want to say Lane is more like Tyler Vaughn's, which I could see that. He's as smooth as Tyler Vaughn's. He's definitely smooth. Like some of those catches that he was just making were just like smooth like butter. But I give him the London kind of I get the London kind of vibe as well. Like he can catch any ball and like it, yeah, he's just insane. But yeah, I saw a question here from EV here. He said, "Y'all think Hanson's going to solidify this offensive line? If the rumors are true, what everyone's saying after was it the Michigan game or the Minnesota game?
Penn State, I believe. Penn State, around Penn State, yeah.
That he took over the development of this offensive line, then he's already done it because this offensive line, no matter who's been in there, has been making a difference. Like there's maybe a few pressures that he had on him that kind of screw things up, but other than that, he was sitting pretty good back there.
Yeah, I'm excited.
BG
Guy can recruit. I think he can develop. So I mean, I think we're
in good hands. We're in good hands.
Exactly.
Annie will line up the meetings, coordinate everything, make it happen, and then our coach is gonna just close the deal.
Brian Jenkins says Lane is more like Dwayne Jarrett, and I heard that same kind of comparison as well. So it's crazy that he definitely has a comparison to a lot of great wide receivers that USC has had. And I saw, I don't mean to bring this up about him, but a lot of people were thrown off about his voice when he talked.
I'm surprised though, because he's had interviews already in the past, so it's like I don't know why people got.
Maybe he was just like kind of parched from yelling so much because he was scoring so much that maybe it shot his voice. Because I've heard his voice too before.
No, listen. I mean, we knew that. We knew what he sounded like, but the rest of the world,
We were not ready for it.
Hey, but
it was all over TikTok, man.
It is.
The Dwayne Jarrett comparison, I think that's the body type. But I love Dwayne Jarrett. He didn't have the hands that Jacoby had, though. He got the production. I remember Dwayne Jarrett last year. He had like 15 touchdowns.
Right.
But ain't too many people got hands like Jacoby. Like the way he could track the ball. Like Dwayne wasn't doing. Like Jacoby got a Dwayne Jarrett body with Mike Williams hands type deal. You feel me?
Well, I think Lane has well, someone said it in the chat, but it's a 5X gloves.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find that. I can't see it quite yet, but
Jarrett wasn't plucking them like that.
Yeah, no, Jacoby Lane, he's definitely a special player, and I'm so glad we chose the right receivers to come back.
Yeah, if we only had to choose two.
Yeah, and you know what? Screw the announcers. The announcers were pissing me off. Like they took every chance to talk about the transfer portal players that we've lost, all of this and that, whatever. Like we didn't lose them. We chose to move on from them, in my opinion.
And since you brought up the announcers, BC, everybody picked A&M to beat USC. Not one picked USC to win.
Yep, and I reposted that, and I tagged each and every one of those people. Pat McAfee, Desmond, whoever his friend, or I think one of his co-hosts were on there. Yeah, Kirk Herbstreit, all y'all.
I agree with you, Zulu.
What did Zulu say?
That's Zulu?
Yeah, he said that he's not neither one of those. I agree.
I thought that wasn't Zulu.
As far as play style, I think he's more of a Tyler Vaughns as far as his game. But honestly, he's Jacoby Lane.
Yeah, he's Jacoby Lane. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anybody like Jacoby come through here like that, man.
And I don't
for the years we gonna be comparing people to him.
Right.
Yeah. And then I don't think no disrespect to the other guys, but I don't think they got dance moves like Jacoby Lane.
Why did my man have to hit the crib walk?
Hey, you know who his personality remind me of? Jacoby Lane? Another T.O.
When he went up to the goalpost, I thought he was going to pull an Ocho Cinco. No, not an Ocho Cinco, Randy Moss. I thought he was going to pull his hands down.
I was waiting for him to bring out a Sharpie and sign the ball like T.O.
Well, shout outs to the refs for letting the celebrations go through like that.
Right.
I thought there was going to be multiple times that we're going to get penalized for the celebrations when when Kamari Ramsey ran to the back of the end zone to pose for the cameras. I thought we were going to get penalized for that. So.
Long as you do it quick, long as you don't hold up the flow of the game, I think a celebration should be cool.
Yeah.
Only if you holding the ball, if you ain't stopping the process of the game, let them kids do their thing.
Yeah, and it was funny at the very end of the game. I think Jacoby Lane went up to the guys and did the squabble. I was like, this man doing. He's like Kendrick. He's petty.
You know who he reminds me of as far as personality wise?
Who? Ocho?
Elijah Griffin.
Yeah.
You know, always dancing. You know,
yeah,
playful. You know, but I mean, I'm obviously we're just talking about his personality.
Yeah, but
and then
we
one
definitely have
other person. Sorry, BC, to interrupt you there. One other person that I want to give a shout out to is Kyle Ford.
Oh yeah.
Aside from that catch,
yeah. How did we?
End, he he stepped up big time throughout the game. He had big catches, and shout out to Kyle Ford. What a way to end his career at USC.
In all honesty, I think he was like Mr. Third Down for us.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kyle Ford. How like that should have been one of our picks. I feel ashamed for not saying that, because he had the picture perfect ending. That's like the ending of a football game movie right there.
I hope he get drafted.
Yeah, movies. Carter.
Yeah.
Please tell me you've seen the program.
Yeah, I've seen the program.
Yeah,
see how easy it was? He just said, "Yeah, I've seen it."
Right. Okay. That's kind of like a mandatory movie, right?
I mean, if you in my age bracket, it is. I don't know how old y'all is, but
how old are you, Carter?
I just say I'm in my late 30s.
Yeah, we in the same age bracket. So
yeah, I'm 35. So
Guns is younger though, right? Guns is a little younger.
I'm skeptical Raul's seen it. He says he's seen it, but I'm calling.
Man, I can give you. Okay,
I'm skeptical that.
All right, question me right now. Question me right now. I've seen it. Question me right now.
Right
now. Let's do it.
I have not seen it though. I have not seen it.
But
you ain't seen it, Gus? You
where's Ken at?
Yeah.
It's like
I got some time off this week since holiday, so maybe we'll watch it.
It's a classic, bro. Trust me, it's a classic.
Yeah.
Well, definitely.
But one thing I wanted to ask you guys, I hate that damn new rule where if the offense makes a change, the defense has the opportunity to
that shit has
blow
to
some
go.
time. It gave us a penalty, but it kind of worked out in our favor at the end. It opened up, the end zone a little bit more than had we started
did that on purpose.
second yard line.
No, I don't know about that.
Nah, I don't know.
I was. If you saw me, I was throwing a fit.
Remember that happened to us before. What was that game? And it was right before halftime. I think it was last year. The same thing had happened to us, where they letting the defense substitute, and that's cool. Let them substitute what we did, but you got to stop the play clock once you start waiting for the defense.
Yeah.
If you ain't waiting for the offense, you need to stop the play clock then, because the defense could take their time and walk out there and make you get a delayed game if they want to. They ain't got to run out there because they allotted the time to make the substitutions to what you made. So I don't like that rule at all, because that didn't happen to us twice. Was that Arizona State last year that happened to us?
That was.
Y'all don't remember? That's the second time that happened to us.
Kyle Whittingham exploited that about it. We did.
Kyle Whittingham did that to us all the time at Utah. God, he really coined that for us.
Man, that was a Utah game? It was one of them games we was on the road.
No, he took advantage of that every chance he got. And he would tell his players to go really slow.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't blame him. That's smart of him to do that.
Yeah, but
that's the rule.
Yeah, and that's on Lincoln Riley for doing a late substitution. Well, actually, it wasn't a late substitution. We were down a man. It was 10 men on the field. So, and is that even considered a substitution if you're putting someone on the field? I don't know.
Right. If you a man down, I get what you're saying.
But either way, it definitely it set up
It worked
a
out.
beautiful moment for Kyle Ford. The stuff that he went through just to be able to have that moment to end his USC career like that, you can't script it any better. That should be another movie based off Kyle Ford going to the rival team and then coming back and making an impact like that.
All right, so since we brought up the program, I think is a perfect transition to talk about QB play.
Yeah, then that's.
Should we
the
ramp
next
up
topic here.
the marketing for Mayava to be the Heisman next year?
Well,
and see what happens?
that's the next quarter here. Raul here. We're going to be talking about, is Jaden 1 QB1 next season? So you can start us off, Raul.
Well, like I think I told Carter this on the live. Like he said, you think Mayava should still be QB1. All I said is I'm not gonna say he is or not. Right now he's a QB1, so I'll just go with that. But he did step up at the end when it mattered the most. He has the potential to be a good quarterback for us. Does he have some mental breakdowns throughout the game? I'm sure he does, but he has all this offseason to work on some of this stuff, and he has the dog in him. He doesn't give up, so I'll give him that. He has the arm too. He might not be the most mobile quarterback out there, but if he just gets more decisive when it comes to running the ball when he needs to instead of overthinking it, I think he could be solid for us. I'll leave that decision to Lincoln Riley if he thinks that we need a different quarterback. He's the one getting paid 10, 11 million. So, no, that's just my take. I think Mayava has that dog in him, and he didn't give up. So, shout out to Mayava for that.
All right. What are your thoughts, Carter?
Jaden Mayava. Look, hey, off air, I was talking to the bros, and we was talking about the game, and we was like, man, Jaden Mayava remind us of Jameis Winston. He might throw 4 interceptions, but he gonna throw 5 touchdowns with him. So Jaden Mayava at this point is like, I think we got to look at him as like a freshman, right? Because he played at UNLV, but the Mountain West, that's a whole nother different level than the Big Ten. He just got to the school. He ain't even been here 4 years. So when I look at Jaden Mayava, he just need to get it together above the shoulders. So I'm looking at Jaden Mayava and I'm looking at Lincoln Riley. Like Lincoln Riley, if you that dude, you going to get him right mentally. Because that's what I see with Mayava. His IQ, his mental game ain't there, right? So I like Mayava. I ain't mad at Mayava. I just want him to just tune it. I just want him to progress. This is what I said off air. Mayava need to be in the film room right now. For Mayava, it ain't no goddamn off season. I want you to be in the playbook watching film the whole off season in 7-on-7. Because he got to get there mentally. Because he got all the tool set. You know what I'm saying? He big, he's strong, he got an arm. Right? So I think Mayava, he's a project. And we got to be cool with that. I can't be mad. He got potential. And I say one thing about Mayava. He a gamer. Because he had 2 game-winning drives if y'all ain't paying attention. Right? So we was down 24-21 with like 6-7 minutes left. I remember watching the game like, we got to score this possession, go down there and score. Guess what? He led us down the field and scored. Left about like 4 minutes left on the clock. So now I'm looking at, okay, defense, let's close this game out. But y'all all know they didn't. They went back down and scored and went up 31-28. Then Mayava led us back down the field again twice. So I was impressed with that. Like all these years, we was hoping for one drive against so many teams. Come on, let's get this one drive. And it'd be a pick, an interception, or a sack, and we don't get it. So I'm hella pumped up about Mayava because I see he's a gamer. Like I look at certain shit like that. Like, okay, he was trash the first half. But when it mattered, he was a baller. So that right there, I'm willing to work through any flaws that y'all think he has. Because a lot of quarterbacks would have lost their mental throwing 3 interceptions. A lot of quarterbacks can't throw 3 interceptions and bounce back and have 2 game-winning drives in the same game. So he got the heart. So I kind of like my Alpha. I know we was kind of on him in the game, but they had a mental fortitude to stay solid. I like that. I like that. 2 game winning drives. We got to respect that. And like I was telling everybody, we was bashing them during the live. So I'm like, we got to get that same energy. Hey, 2 back-to-back drives when we needed, 4 out of the last 5 possessions. In the last drive, we passed the ball down the field. It wasn't like we was just running the ball. No, he took us downfield. And I seen during the game, he caught a couple audibles too. So, yeah, Jameis Winston right now. He going to throw some picks, but he going to throw some touchdowns. You know what I'm saying?
All right. With that being said, let's give B Jones the floor now.
B Jones gonna kill him, huh? B Jones.
That's why I gave B Jones. That's why I gave it to B Jones because.
Let me say, no, but
don't change your tune.
No, listen, everything Carter was saying was right. You know, I've said this in the preview. Jaden has all the potential in the world. Now the thing is, the real question is, can Lincoln Riley afford to go into next season with the guy with potential and not really having a sure thing at the quarterback position? So what I mean by that is, Jaden definitely has the potential to be great. You know what I'm saying? But there's always that what if.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what if he doesn't live up to potential? What if we can't get him up to speed to where he needs to be by next season? So that's my only question. As far as, I agree with you 100%. He needs to be film room right now. You know what I mean? He
Right.
This offseason. And footwork too, man. If he can get a private coach, man, or Luke is going to be working with him all season. I don't know. But he definitely needs some one-on-one attention, man, and somebody to pull him really tight and teach him the quarterback position. He's still raw for sure. But the talent is there. He's not as mobile as we all thought. So that is a little bit of a concern. It kind of, limits the playbook a little bit for us. But so yeah, man, I don't know. Like right now, we don't see anything that would be hands down greater that's in the portal right now. So, kind of that's where we're at. So we just have to hope that Lincoln is who he says he is, as far as being that developer quarterback position, or that everyone else says he is. So man, like I said, he has, it's all there. All the tools are there. Physically, just got to get the mental side there.
All right, Guns.
Yeah, I do think he's QB1 next season as of right now. I do think somebody is going to come in, whether that be just a pure depth person and let him and Longstreet battle it out for the QB1 going into 2025, or bring in a guy like this Gronkowski guy. Actually, I just recently looked him up a little bit, and good stats. He's an FCS kid, right? So obviously there's that level. And then he went to San Diego State. Good kid. Staff does follow him, just FYI there. So I don't know if there's going to be something there in the future. But I don't want to go for like a guy like Nico. I don't want to go for a guy that's going to be worth 2,
8
3,
million.
4, whatever the dollar amount is. I really feel like this is the year where we need to kind of lean on Lincoln, and his quarterback grewness and whatever. So that's just my thoughts on the whole situation. But I think they don't know. I think they're going to give Longstreet a chance as well. So I'm excited about that.
Hey, Guns, let me ask you this, Guns. What if we short up all the holes, right? So say if you satisfied what we got in the portal, in the trenches, and the holes we got on the team, if we filled all them holes, then would you entertain a quarterback? Because I know Raul, they heard this conversation in B. Jones. But what if like somebody like Milroe? I know he might go into the NFL, but what if Milroe hopped in the portal, a quarterback like that. Then do you do it after you got all your other ducks in a row? Do you pay that 2-3 million that you
Yeah.
said you to pay?
Wait,
I'm with you there. I'm with you there, Carl. Yeah, if we can get everything in a row first, offensive line, probably a couple more D linemen, a couple corners, probably safety, if so. But yeah, I would agree. If we can get everything in order and then we still have enough, hey, open the checkbook and let's figure it out. So
You too, Blackie. I want to ask you too that, Blackie.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
Like, would you go after a elite quarterback in the portal if we shored up our needs in the trenches?
It really all depends on who jumps in. Like
Milrow.
Milrow. Oh, Jalen Milrow.
Oh, Milroy? Yeah, I would take him. Yeah,
I would take Jalen. I would definitely take. He has the most experience. He's been in games that are life or death situations basically, and he's pulled through. I was knocking him when he first started at Alabama, but he's proven that he can make some really good plays with his arm. Because we all know he can make plays with his legs. We all know that, but he's been able to make plays with his arms. So if he does decide to jump in, I would hope Lincoln would like maybe side eye on that because he's kind of a one and done kind of player right now, right, Jalen?
Right. Yeah.
Is he a one and done? Like is he a junior right now?
I know he's eligible for the draft, so he at least 3 years out of high school.
So yeah,
he can't go into the draft.
I would hope.
I'm looking at Raul. He looked like he cool on Milrow. Raul was shaking his head like, nah.
I don't think Milrow is like Lex. Like in terms of like being mobile, he's a lot better than Mayavo, right? I'll give him that. But the mental game, I don't know how much more he's ahead of Mayavo, in my opinion.
He's been in bigger games than Mayavo.
He has, but I mean, it's just a game's a game. Now, if we're talking about Lackway, like Evie mentioned, and now that's a different story. But
who?
Lackway gets money. He ain't going nowhere.
No, he ain't going nowhere. They'd be dumb to let him go.
I mean, the only way I'll make a jump is if it's a huge difference in terms of like QB play.
And you don't think Jalen is?
I don't know, man. I guess I don't know the answer to it because I haven't seen enough of Milrow to really.
So you haven't been watching Alabama?
Not really. I could care less about the SEC, to be quite frank with you, but that's just me.
We all know that.
But I mean, I'll just say this: a lot of quarterback, as you guys know, all of us play sports. There's a time where like you could have sucked the previous season, but for whatever reason, something just clicked.
Yeah.
Going into the next season, and the game got a lot slower for you. Whatever the reason is, I don't know. You can't explain it. It just happens at times, right? Where the game just gets a lot easier. I don't know. Mayava could potentially be that player. I'm not saying don't give Mayava some competition. Whoever the quarterback is, I want it to be a live competition because I don't think Milrow is just that much better than Mayava, in my opinion. I don't know. That's just me.
I was gonna try to throw some fire on this and see what Raul would say. But
I guess since we're comparing the both, do you guys think Milrow is that much better than Mayava?
Yeah, I think he is because he would really set off our run game because Milrow gonna really take off. He really that dual threat that Lincoln Riley's used to. I heard B. Jones saying Mayava ain't really a dual threat like that, which he not. Mayava more like a straight line. With Mayava, I would do design runs for him. He could get design run going downhill on the RPO. But like freestyle scramble like Caleb, Mayava ain't got that. But Milrow got that. And that fits Lincoln Riley's system better. So I think even if we think they neck and neck, Milrow, his prototype fit our system better. So just the fact that he fit our system better, I think he will be an upgrade, Raul.
Yeah, I don't think.
So I agree with you guys. And with that being said, I'm not getting paid $10 million. So
true.
I'm gonna leave that.
Like, Jalen actually gives a threat on the ground. Like we thought, we knew Jaden can run, but he's not like the home run kind of runner or someone that you have to really spy on. because you have to spy Jalen Milroe. You have
So,
to.
is Milroe how smart is Milroe? Like, or what I mean by that
Well,
is
he's
like
at Alabama, so
how fast can he pick up the offense though? Because that's a big thing too, right? Like, I'm not trying to throw shade at Milroe. He might be a smart dude in the books, right? When it comes to the books and everything, but I'm saying how quickly can he pick up the offense? Because that's something else you got to think about. Like, he may not pick up the offense
That's
quickly.
true.
So
That's true because Mayava will be going on his second year in the offense, so Mayava would have the advantage in the playbook. But since Milroe's so mobile, Lincoln Riley probably could dumb it down a little bit though. We still be humming. Like, man, it put a lot of pressure on the defense when you got a quarterback that's
Absolutely.
mobile like Milroe is. Like when Milroe tuck the ball and run, he the best running back on the field.
he's big too. Yeah, Marcel Reed's going to be insane in the coming
You see
years.
what Marcel Reed was doing too is when he finally just started to run, we couldn't stop him.
yeah, that guy's nice.
Couldn't stop him.
They should never have started Connor Weigman over him, at least after they saw what he was doing. But I don't know. Like at this point, Jaden is number one until someone really, really can, someone that is really that good, and is probably going to be a one and done kind of quarterback. I don't think we're going to try to pick up a Nico that's going to have 3 years left or 2 years left at this point. We really kind of need someone that's more of a one and done for us, because we still want to develop Hassan Longstreet and then also have Ryder Lyons. Like, we don't want these guys to be put in the back burner and then possibly have us lose out on them. So yeah, I think if that guy from South Dakota State, he's a winner. I'm sure he's won a lot for South Dakota State. Like, he's a national championship winner for them, so he knows what he's doing, and he can run the ball too. So he could possibly run Lincoln Riley's offense. So I'm not sure. And that I was looking at that South Dakota quarterback yesterday. He's a dual threat kind of quarterback, and he can run the ball, and he's big. He's like 6'4", 6'5", but he's more of a run first kind of quarterback than a passing quarterback, but he can sling that ball.
Hey y'all, we got some questions in the chat. We got LBC Trojan. Where you been at, LBC? I ain't seen LBC Trojan in a minute.
The last time I seen LBC was in Vegas.
Okay, I miss LBC Trojan. And Josh Gates, he got a question too.
Yeah, LBC. Will LR or will Lincoln Riley ever learn clock management? Give up the play calling and hire and train an OC. We've said that multiple times, and he's not going to give it up, but definitely needs to take clock management school, because this shit's unbearable. Like the halftime, like what was going on there?
Yeah, like why take a timeout to kick a field goal and then leave some time on the clock?
Yeah, that was atrocious.
So if the question is if he needs to, the answer is yes. Will he?
Will he ever learn?
Will he ever learn? We've been saying this for a couple of years now. I mean, he hasn't learned yet. There's no reason to believe that he will. I mean, all we can do is hope, Rick.
Let me ask y'all this real quick. I got a question for y'all. Would y'all use Longstreet in the package this year? His first year, would y'all give Longstreet a package, or
Lincoln Riley won't do that.
He won't do it, huh?
Early on.
Well, Black and Chad do it though.
Oh yeah, I would.
We don't know that. I mean, he may use them. Who knows? Especially if Longstreet might not be ready, like in terms of like mentally to throw or be put on a game throughout the entire game. But Longstreet's elite when it comes to being mobile. So he may use them there, right?
Historically, is not too helpful for us though. Historically, he's never done that unless he really needs to.
So what was Josh's question?
Yeah, I would say no to the package.
Yeah, no to the package. But Josh's question was, did we get a new linebackers coach?
Not yet, right?
Nothing's official yet. No.
Bryson Allen, what's his name? Bryson.
Coach Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coach Ball.
BAW.
Yeah, BDW. He's acting linebackers coach at this point. I'm sure. I'm not sure if he's going to get the position, but since he knows Danton Lynn's scheme at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he does sign him, unless he goes after someone else.
I wanted to hire a good coach, but then somebody that can recruit Southern California big time.
We've thrown out some names for that, but we'll see if Lincoln Riley does it.
I hope that since Carson Palmer, he in the high school ranks, his high school become a pipeline. Because the school he had, they be producing D1 players.
Oh, yeah. We got a couple guys from there for sure.
But we'll see if Lincoln Riley actually listens to Carson, or at least talks to Carson.
I mean, we at least should have Carson go be in the ears of his players. So it's gonna be up to Lincoln Riley, is he gonna recruit him or not? But I'm sure Carson gonna tee him up. I'm sure he gonna speak highly of USC.
We'll see.
You don't think so? I mean, I agree with you with the Riley approach, but I know Carson gonna do his part. I know Carson gonna do his part. He a Trojan for real.
Yeah, but Lincoln Riley hasn't really embraced the previous Trojans, so
Yeah. Well, he should at least feel comfortable though going down to that high school though, right? I mean, it's Carson Palmer.
well, Lincoln Riley's been going to these high schools like once a year, so we'll see how that goes.
So he is putting in better effort now to recruit.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, I heard it's a change. I heard that finally then resonated with Lincoln Riley. See,
The
sometimes
light bulb finally turned on.
sometimes you have blessings, right? So I think Lincoln Riley seeing all these players decommitted from us that wasn't from California, I think he learned and like, you know what, I need to focus on California because these dudes out of state, it's gonna be harder to keep them. And then think about it, like who signed Longstreet should really get Lincoln Riley mind right. Because think about it, Longstreet was Lincoln Riley's second choice, and Longstreet still came. Longstreet know that Lincoln Riley was all head over heels for Juju Lewis. But Longstreet should show Lincoln Riley, like, look, Longstreet really probably coming because he's a Southern California kid. He want to play for SC because you his second choice. You came late in the recruitment, and I'm pretty sure Texas A&M was offering him a bag.
Yeah.
So that's to show you why you should go after these California kids. It's gonna be easier to keep them. And look, they let you get them last minute when you was all over. You was drooled all over the other quarterback. So I think Blackie, I think the coaching staff, they know that they got to focus. That's what I'm hearing from the inside. I got a couple inside little sources now, whatever, and I'm hearing they gonna focus more on recruiting California. And when we looking in the portal, we looking for California players too.
Yeah, well, I'll believe it when it fully happens. Like our California recruiting has slowly gone down since Lane Kiffin and Sarkisian. So
yeah, it'll happen. OBC starting next year.
You guys keep saying that.
It will. Watch.
Keep saying that. I'll believe it. I'll believe it when the bet with Guns comes through, where we sign more than 65% of the players that are from California right now.
Looking good so far, man.
Yeah, and this new class
So far, okay, this is not the Fast and Furious. I almost got you, but you didn't. So I need this to close at this point. Okay, once they are on campus and they have committed, and Lincoln Riley is saying that we are locking down California, then I'll believe it.
Well, I will say this. I will say Lincoln Riley, he's a slow learner. So maybe he just
really slow.
It took him forever to get rid of Grinch. He finally did that. It took him forever to start running the ball. Did y'all talk about the run pass ratio this game?
Yep.
Actually was pretty decent. I think it was like 39 passes to 39 runs. So when I'm learning about Lincoln, he's a slow learner.
Yeah, but how long can we keep going with this slow learning?
Not this is last year. He got to be learned by this year. So I'm with you. This is, but I think they saying from the inside that Riley know that. Riley know this is a make or break year for him. He know that.
I hope he knows that.
This is gonna be what, his fourth year, right?
Yep, it's gonna be his fourth year.
Yeah. So I mean, like I mentioned before, Lincoln Riley has shown that he's willing to learn some of the things. Like he is a slow learner. I will say that, but he's made some adjustments, right? So I'm hopeful that he, for some reason, puts everything together this upcoming season because it may be that make or break season for him, especially if we have a bad season.
Yeah.
Hey, dang, Trojan got a question for us. Y'all want to hit that?
Let's say hypothetically the defense has 4 transfer portal slots left. What position would you guys target? Personally, I would target 1 defensive tackle, 1 linebacker, and 2 DBs. Thoughts? B. Jones?
I would say at least, I'm saying two offensive linemen.
Yeah.
1 more D tackle. 1 more linebacker. And
We already have a DB. We already got a DB as well. So
yeah, actually, I don't know if I would get another DB, man. I like over here. I like Christian Pierce, man. I just think he needs a little more time. That's my guy, man.
Man, I'm really conflicted because I don't know if I'm set with our edge rushers. I don't know if I'm fully convinced that our edge is going to get the production we need. I know the talent there, and I was liking what I'm seeing last game. So I'm thinking, like, is them 2 interior D tackles, is they going to be good enough to really free up our edges? So I'm tempted. I ain't going to lie, y'all. I'm still tempted to take another edge. I know we got Shelby and Fountain.
Don't forget about Elijah Newby.
So yeah, we got
Newby gonna play linebacker though. He gonna play.
Nah, I don't. He's gonna be edge. He did not really stand up at linebacker. And
Newby was like 205 pounds when he came in. Newby was like the smallest linebacker.
Yeah, he can fly. He can be all over the place.
I can see Newby playing like Gentry, but I don't think he's gonna be playing edge like Shelby or Fountain unless he didn't put on a gang of weight. But
we got Lucas too, Carter. Don't forget about Lucas.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like so like.
Sorry, I was thinking Lorenzo Cowan.
Oh, okay.
And then don't forget Tompkins too. Tompkins might be able to be slide on the edge as well after this season.
But remember just what B. Jones was saying, and just like y'all was saying though, this year's make or break for the Lincoln Riley regime, right? So I will feel more comfortable if we had an edge that have production that I know he gonna get 8 to 12 sacks or something. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
is there anyone out there right now that can do that?
Man, the last dude I was targeting Patrick Payton, but he went somewhere else. But you got to think after these bowl games get over in the playoffs, that's where the elite ones probably gonna come.
Yeah.
After the playoffs, right? So that later portal probably will you get the edge. So I say this: if it's a superstar edge, can't miss NFL prospect, I gotta get him. I ain't gonna get another edge that got potential, right? Because we got that with Fountain, Shelby, you know what I'm saying? Lucas, Cowan, we got that. But if it's an edge out there that it's an NFL draft pick type edge, I'm snatching it. And I'll get another D tackle because Josh Jarrett, he in the position that Carlin Jones is and G Day, and he's a young prospect.
We also have Floyd Picard coming in too.
Yeah, but
we have Gus Bus coming in at defense.
I know, but I don't want to put the pressure on a freshman to play, right?
Yeah, I think he might have a year to sit. So
yeah, so I'm looking at. I like Keyshawn said we're pinning him down, boom. But what I was saying about Jared, we got to realize that he's a project too, meaning he ain't reached his full potential yet either. He ain't turned the corner yet either. I was reading up on him about Georgia, and Kirby Smart say he had flashes, but don't have the consistency yet, right? Mm-hmm. So we might have Josh Jared next year might be, I wouldn't say hit or miss, but he might not turn that corner next year. We might get the best of him in 2026 because remember he still got 3 years left. So I'm saying Josh Jarrett might be still a project and a good project, but if he's still a project, then we still only added one D tackle that's really gonna contribute like Silver, right? So I want to get one other D tackle that already had production and already turned the corner and know we gonna produce.
Well,
So that's two.
we might have that already in the team, Carter, with Kobe Pepe and Gavin Meyer. Like I know there was only one season with Coach Cheney, so as you know, as you keep getting older, you keep getting stronger. So Gavin Meyer and Kobe Pepe, one more year, you know, they'll experience sometimes goes a long way over that potential, right? So that Kobe Pepe and Gavin Meyer might just take a bigger leap next year.
I feel you, and I tell y'all this. Look, I tell y'all this. If all our players develop and take that next step next year, we don't need nobody really. But look at all the guys we naming. All them guys is ballers. If they develop and live up to their potential, then y'all right. Even if Gavin and Kobe take another step, if Carlon Jones come in balling, you know what I'm saying? If G-Day take that next step, who else we got? Ratu, Anthony Lucas. Like we won't need nobody, but for me to feel more comfortable, I want players that I know. You know what I'm saying? I want a couple more players that I know gonna put up that production, right? But if you got hindsight to tell me all our players is gonna progress forward, you know what I'm saying? Then yeah, we don't need nobody else. You know what I'm saying on the D line because we got the bodies at D line. I seen the list. We got like 18 excuse my language, like 18 D linemen. So y'all right what y'all saying if y'all believing in the development, but if next year is a make or break year, I want to bring some players that already didn't produce, and I will feel more comfortable because I think if we do that, we can actually compete for a national championship. So that's why.
No, for sure. Kristen saying that Gavin is not coming back. Is that confirmed, Kristen? I don't know if he is or not. I just know he had 1 year left for sure.
Who's not coming back?
Gavin Meyer.
Gavin Meyer. I mean, he has a year left, but I don't know if he is coming back or not.
Yeah. As far as I know, a decision hasn't been made yet. But, he definitely has another year eligibility. I don't see why he wouldn't.
He got another year.
Yeah, he has 1 year left, as well as Kobe Pepe. So who knows if they'll be back or not? They might not transfer out, or they can't transfer out anymore, right? But until March, if they end up doing it, but who knows?
All right.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you guys want to add on to this here before we get out of here?
We'll go first.
I got nothing else to add on. This was a good season, good way to end it. We started in Vegas, we ended it in Vegas. We started beating an SEC team, we hadn't beaten an SEC team, so that's a good consolation prize, I guess, for how crappy this season turned out when we had so much highs for it. But the fact that we got to beat an overrated SEC team just to show how overrated they are, but it is what it is at this point, and so all we can really do is just hope for a better season, especially with the size that we're coming in with now on the defensive line, which is what we've talked about, what we needed, and now we just gotta capitalize on it.
Right. I say let's get this momentum going. Right. Raid the portal. Like stack. I don't care what we think we got. I feel like we should stack. So get as many players. You feel me? Get as many players as we can. Keep this momentum going. Hey, my Abba, stay in that film room, bro. And I hope the Wiley program continue, right? So all them players that I want to see the same weight gain again this year. So I want to see all them D linemen at 300 now. I know Tompkins was at like 295. I want everybody over 300. I want another 15-pound gain in them trenches because we still was kind of undersized a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. So I want Devin Tompkins to continue gaining more weight. I want G-Day to get bigger. I want everybody to keep getting bigger. Keep that program growing. We get strong. Fight on.
All right, guys. Keep the torch burning bright, guys, and fight on.
Fight on.
Fight on. Fight on.